power. How do you call it? Give me the vote and I'll give you power. So Kennedyagyapong has always been consistent that if you give him the vote, he will give you power. But beyond that, he goes beyond power and then make a national promise, a national message. And that message is jobs, jobs, jobs. And that is clear, that is succinct. No other campaign, no other aspirant has been able to put his clarity on his message like that. I mean, I can throw a question to you, a journalist, you have been following the media space. Dr. Bamia, for instance, is our closest contender. If I ask you the message he's preaching, it will be difficult for you to tell, unless maybe you call miracles and, I mean, use the usual PR and try to justify that he has a message.
Well,
but every Ghanaian knows.
In this situation, I'm the one asking the question. So at this point in time, I mean, many view or, see Kennedy as a disruptive character, very confrontational. If he should win the primary, how is he going to, with that kind of character, prevent a division in the party?
The reality is that even in times like this, and the current circumstance and the current situation that we find ourselves as a country and even as a party, we need the personality, the character of Kennedy Agyapong.
Somebody who issues threats on media platforms. Even currently there's a case in court involving my CEO, Kwasi Kwateng. Such a person is the right person for us to...
We all have cases in court. The fact that I go to court doesn't mean that there has been a judgment against me. Court is not a chamber to...
You view that as a plus?
No, you see, the point is that I'm not sure we have argued anywhere that we are presenting a spotless candidate. As of now, I can have a disagreement with you on any angle, whether on civil angle or on any criminal basis. If you go to court, does it necessarily eliminate you or bars you from running for presidency? Trump was in court.
We're talking about the man's character. Somebody who reacts angrily. For the high office of president, you need somebody who's accommodating, not get angry and issue threats, almost at every instance,
Is a suggestion that the other four aspirants, none of them gets angry? Is that a suggestion?
We're not saying that. We're saying that this person has a certain composure, a certain, composure as in issue threats. I mean, my colleague, Erastus Asaridonko, has been a victim of that. Also, my boss currently, Kwasi Kwateng, and I'm asking...
Threats don't come in a vacuum.
For somebody who is seeking to be flag bearer of the NPP, and also somebody seeking to eventually become president, will such a behavior be a plus for his administration?
Let me tell you something. I'm not going to sit on TV and pretend on TV. When a circumstance and a situation requires threat, the right thing to do is to issue threat. And that is the kind of leadership that we need as a country. Context is very important. If we take the text out of the context, we'll be discussing the pretext. Do we have the opportunity to discuss the full subject matter? Ken don't just get up and issue threats. I mean, he's a reasonable person. He's a human being with conscience. As I came here, if nothing has happened, do I just issue threats to you? Certainly not. Threats will not come out of a vacuum. It will obviously come from a basis. So until we have the full opportunity to discuss the full subject matter, the full situation, I don't think it would be fair for us to say that, Ken issued threat. Especially when you say the matter is in court, as of now, the court has not even made a pronouncement on it. Assuming without admitting that we go to court, and the court says, Mr. Kwasi Kwateng, with all due respect, you are wrong or you are guilty. Would we come back to correct the same on a platform like this? So the point I am making is that we are human beings. We have our ups and downs. We have our strengths and our shortcomings, just like you and I, just like any of the five aspirants. But comparatively, if you compare all the five aspirants, their strengths, their shortcomings, I can tell you that if the conversation is about who can really win power for the NPP, and who can transform the socio-economic fortunes of our country through agriculture, through industrialization, through tourism, I am telling you that Ken is up there. That's the case we are making. We are not saying that nobody has said that we are presenting an angel to you And indeed, if we are being very honest to ourselves and doing a lifestyle audit of ourselves, maybe somebody will look at you and say that, oh, in church one day you did this, you don't qualify to be on TV, but you are doing a nice show, very nice journalist, doing a very good job here. But we cannot just look at people's feelings, people's views, and how people
are going to vote.
Essentially,
also,
exactly.
Elections is also about perception.
Exactly.
You know, and you think, is he working on that, or if he eventually wins the flag bearership nod and is pushing to become president of this nation in 2028, he'll be able to, you know, swing or get swing voters.
Let me be very honest with you. You see it. I mean, you see your description, which I'm not even able to.
Not my description.
Your description, which I feel unfair about him.
On what
you see,
people are.
There are other people who also see those perceived description and character traits as positive and can be utilized by this country. Mm-hmm. People see Kennedy to be very passionate and pragmatic, very bold, very courageous, is able to challenge the status quo, disruptive, as you rightly stated. At a time like this, where enforcement of basic laws, like sanitation laws, like road safety laws, we are unable to fight galamsey. You cannot convince me, Kwasi Kwateng sitting here, that we need a tie and suit president. No. We need the Kennedyagyapong style of leader. We need somebody who can look into your face and tell that this is wrong. If you do this, you are fired. If you don't come to work at 8 a.m., you are fired. That is the kind of leadership that we need. We need a leader who will be angry at these people, at the same time create jobs. Angry for the wrong reasons. If you do something that is wrong, we need that leader who will not pretend. Who will not pretend like the Solomonic type of leader, baby kissing and trying to please everyone. No. We need that kind of leader who will be able to look into your face and tell you that, my friend, what you did is wrong. Our country deserves better. The youth are not getting employment. People are not getting jobs. We need to fix that problem. Not that kind of leader who always will come, speak nice English, be so nice to you. I don't know who defined those templates as a people. But I agree. As a people, you also have to balance with the culture and expectations of the people. Mm-hmm. That I do 100% agree. Ghanaians, generally, we are modest, we are very conservative, we are very calm. And there's a certain threshold that, people will expect that you meet. There is a certain standard. Right. Like I indicated, Kennedy has a strength, he has a shortcomings. I also know other candidates. People may see them as scam, but I've also had the opportunity to speak to people who say, no, they are weak. Those candidates are not able to challenge the status quo. Those candidates will just sign anything. Those candites will collapse the economy.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I said other candidates. don't force me to get some bites. We are in the last phase of our campaign. But the principle is what is important. The principle is that ultimately, if you compare all the other candidates, you get strengths, you get their shortcomings. But at the end of the day, when you do a comparative analysis, you realize that at a time like this, the person that our country needs to fix the highest and the most basic problem that confronts us as a country, problems of corruption. Kennedy Agyapong has been in public service for how many years now? 6-term member of parliament. People have accused him he's doing contracts. Yes, nobody runs away from that. He has been getting contracts from different governments, even both NPP and NDC. But has there been a situation, even once, where anybody has said that, oh, Kennedyagyapong took this contract, has there been a situation where anybody has said that?
There are also critics who say that he's not really brought development into his constituency.
They said what?
He's not brought development. He makes a lot of noise about what he does, the money he has, the companies he's built, but has not really brought real development to his constituency.
Well, what is the measure of real development? Because me, so far as I'm concerned, I am aware of schools that he's built with his own money. I am aware of his foodland factory.
In his constituency?
In his constituency, yes. I am aware of his foodland company. Of course, you may mention personal support that he's giving to people in terms of supporting the education, in terms of supporting them to build them up, establishing business and other things. Those ones I offered, I cannot make those references, unless maybe I have the opportunity to come back again. But come to think of it, what is the measure and what is the standard of measurement to conclude that Kennedyagyapong has not supported his constituency? Kennedyagyapong is running with his closest contender, Dr. Bawumia. Take Asen Central. Also take Wale Wale. And let's do a comparison. Dr. Bawumia has been around for the past 16 years. 8 years as a running mate and 8 years as a former vice president, right? Kennedyagyapong has also been around for 24 years as a former MP. Let's compare in terms of development rate, Asen Central and Wale Wale, in terms of the impact of these two personalities in their respective constituencies. Then we'll be able to make a fair judgment. Other than that, we will just be making assumptions and speculations. We may not necessarily be situated within a proper context, but the proper context is, if we say Kennedyagyapong has failed to develop Asen Central, compared to what? Compared to his closest contender. Who is his closest contender? Dr. Baumia, who probably even had a higher position, a higher recognition, and a higher responsibility. Let's compare to him. Let's compare Wale Wale to Asen Central and see which place has been developed.
So the polls point to Dr. Baumia, as you rightly acceded, that he is
some of them.
Minia, Honorable Kwasi Kwateng, and I yet say na or Kasano or Chirimo Kennedy or Agyapong or no enna NPP delegates no omo ento aba enfamano. No bibiala or Kase Kennedy or Agyapong na kuma ano or the dia tell muna woni subana de eno de yemfa ento actually because the man is capable enough say obe handle NPP political party no. Ewo 2028 general elections no emu. Ba be de asem na wo kan ba bi me no eya adwen because sabe aspirant 5 year or mo kwa kugina se yento muso abai obi biara eni ho be kan se sabe nebo emfuida but edrum be bi nso a Kennedy Agyapong na bufuwo no e ba de we a wo kan nsem no enum ti na magana fo binum so e kan se as a president there because we need this primaries na ensaye o ba be gina se yento so aba na be ye Ghana mampanyi but o mampanyi a e bedrum rebi na sabe wabufuo be kosoro na ma waye nima bi a ense na enfata de enu nti na magana fo binum ka sesanke be ye de a anke yento aba no enfema Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia but so we competent enough so obetumi adi president na ye ka se ebia sabi abufuo nti ena sisi anso ohwe the way a o behave nowadays na megidi se wono aka se wotu ne hufo nti se oye competent we nyina no delegates no ena omo ewutumi me ameti ye me kire madwen but me need to me bia say metusu Kennedy Agyapong as presidential candidates ama NPP amanyuko no nti binua it depends on the delegates nipa omo epen asem no omo nto aba no emfema no ye ndie Ghana kan konti ena da bia ye kire ya adwen nti mo so wadwen kire ene say mesel so be comment section wona so wa kire wadwen abon yu biala aye kama usinya subscribe here na subscribe to this particular channel. Mera wasi, nyamin kan, mena wo ebeshi mi siye de makro. Bye bye.